Hitachi Infrastructure Analytics Advisor, HIAA, is an advanced IT analytics solution which provides comprehensive storage performance management and diagnostics to optimize business applications. Infrastructure Analytics Advisor establishes and monitors storage service level objectives, SLOs, for business-critical applications and logical storage devices. Alert notifications are issued when a service level threshold is exceeded, and the integrated diagnostics helps your site identify the resource of a problem. By monitoring the SLOs, you determine whether your objectives comply with your business requirements. Infrastructure Analytics Advisor supports monitoring of the performance matrix defined for your infrastructure resources with the use of static and dynamic thresholds. In this demonstration, we discuss the advantages of dynamic thresholds, how the system computes the dynamic threshold values, and how to create dynamic threshold profiles for monitoring performance. Dynamic thresholds are system computed values which keep evolving depending on the performance of your system. The system analyzes these historical performance trends and computes an appropriate baseline value. Dynamic thresholds are predominantly used in an environment where there are no predefined SLOs. With dynamic thresholds, you monitor your environment for stable performance and detect irregular behavior. With changing business requirements and performance goals, to monitor the performance of your environment with the use of predefined static thresholds is not a feasible solution because static values are calculated through trial and error, and the values become out of context in the long term. The settings must be reevaluated and altered manually to ensure compliance. Dynamic thresholds adapt to your environment and proactively send alerts before the performance bottleneck occurs. With the automation of the threshold setting, you gain better visibility into your environment and performance trend patterns. Automation of the threshold calculation eliminates false alerts and reduces the number of alerts that are required to investigate, which might otherwise become a management overhead. Infrastructure Analytics Advisor analyzes the historical data to identify the performance patterns in the specified baseline period, and detects and removes the occasional outliers that occur at irregular intervals. The upper limit of the values in the normal range is used to calculate the maximum value. After determination of the maximum value, the system adds the margin of error to the computed value. The weighted average derives the threshold values based on the past performance trends over a specified time period. You create monitoring profiles with dynamic thresholds to manage user resources such as volumes and virtual machines. Using the threshold profile, you apply dynamic thresholds across user resources within your environment. The workflow consists of creating the threshold profile, scheduling monitoring plans, identifying the target matrix, enabling monitoring mode, assigning resources, analyzing trends, tracking alerts, and troubleshooting. From the Hitachi Infrastructure Analytics Advisor dashboard, click the Administration tab. From the navigation pane, select Monitoring Settings, User Resource Threshold Profiles, Create Threshold Profiles. Enter the name of the profile name, then provide a description and select the resource type volume. Copy the monitoring parameters from the preset profile for volumes or create a new profile from the beginning. Then select the acceptable margin of error to send alerts. Select between severe, normal, and rough. Create plans for monitoring performance of resources for workloads that vary at different times of the day or week. For example, you create separate monitoring plans to manage varying workloads that occur at different time periods, such as weekdays and weekends, peak workload periods, off workload periods, and so on. In the Create Plan window, enter the plan name and set the target period to monitor the volumes. Then identify the target matrix to monitor. The most significant metric to look for as you monitor the Online Transaction Processing Application, OLTP, is the I/O rate, response time, and the DTR matrix. The application is able to process a large number of transactions when the I/O rate are higher. To maintain good response times in an OLTP environment, which mostly generates random access I/O, the read I/O response time should be higher. Enable dynamic monitoring mode. The system computes the baseline value, which depends on the performance resources. After you save the profile, you are navigated to the Profile Detail window, where you assign target volumes for monitoring. On the Assignment Rules tab, you create rules for how to assign resources to the monitoring profile automatically. On the Target Resources tab, you manually assign resources to the profile. You also view the existing target resources associated to the monitoring profile. Let's manually assign volumes to this profile from the Target Resource tab. Click the Target Resources tab and then click Add Volumes. From the Add Volumes window, select the target volumes and click OK. You view the threshold violation on the Dashboard tab or Events tab. You also configure the system to send email notifications when the threshold values are exceeded. Thanks for your time. If you'd like more information, click the question mark icon at the top right of the Hitachi Infrastructure Analytics Advisor user interface to browse the Help UI for more in-depth help content, or visit the URL for product documentation.